AWB would like to advise that due to occupational health and safety reasons, fog and smoke machines will not be used in this confined space. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to AWB's final presentation to the SCT board. My name is Stephen White, and I'm the Media Liaisons Officer for AWB, formerly the Tea Lady, serving a variety of fruit and floral hot beverages to soothe the nerves. But I digress. I would like to welcome you on behalf of the group today as we present the South Coast Tourism website. We certainly will welcome all questions and ask that you keep them until the end of the presentation, where you will have the opportunity to ask us all. Oh, and light refreshments will be served at the conclusion of today's presentation in the cafeteria. Thank you. So who is AWB? It's a common and popular misconception that it stands for Automatic White Balance. And although the group has sent countless emails and letters to the National Enquirer informing its readers it's not the case, it seems to have stayed. AWB grew from the surnames of the founding members, A for Adams, W for White, and B for Bodini. Huey, Dewey and Louie also spring to mind for some reason. All members possess unique abilities that have contributed to the success of the website that we will shortly demonstrate. Our web designer Josh has delivered a striking and easy to navigate website that certainly promotes the South Coast. Connor has provided the software and operating system support to ensure that the process of building the website was kept smooth and virtually hassle-free, and I've been responsible for providing Lipton's Spearmint Chamomile Herbal Infusion throughout the course of this project. The South Coast Tourism Board conveyed a strong interest in developing a website for tourism. They currently have no website and are utilising the efforts from Tourism New South Wales, which, although are practical and informative, it is somewhat removed from complete localisation. It is envisioned that the website will encourage tourists and potential new residents to visit the areas from Kiama straight through to the border of New South Wales and Victoria. It will deliver information on tourist attractions, eating establishments, driving routes, local weather, community activities and festivals. Ultimately, it is to be a flexible and effective tool in promoting the South Coast in conjunction with printed material. The objectives for AWB were to build a comprehensive website to promote the South Coast, which has been done through research utilising many local and government resources. Create a logo for South Coast tourism to provide a positive and lasting identity. Currently, South Coast Tourism has been running under the banner of Tourism New South Wales. The concept behind the logo was to utilise a shape that represented the essence of a pillow, where one could come and rest, whilst the colours symbolised the three major appeals of the South Coast: the lush green meadows and bush, the exotic sands that litter the coast, and the crystal clear blue waters as far as the eye can see. Furthermore, AWB was to design a paper-based brochure that complemented the website. It would follow the same theme through its images, graphics and colours. AWB is proud to announce that they utilise the talents of a local photographer to encapsulate one of the alluring spots of the coast on the front page. The final objective was to provide current information regarding to accommodation and events. From local markets to major events, it would be covered and give locals a voice to promote their cultural activities. The scope of the project, as we've previously touched on, is to develop a website for SCT, which will assist in building awareness of the South Coast in target markets, as well as sharing knowledge to improve industry effectiveness and stimulate investment. The website will contain an online booking system that will allow visitors to book their accommodation via the site and in the fullness of time to be used as a stage for having events booked online too. The requirements of the project were to design a logo, provide information in logical groupings, map showing locations, easy to use and navigate, design a paper-based brochure complementing the website. It is with great pleasure that AWB successfully covered all requirements and delivered them on time and within budget. Plus is able to present a demonstration in only a matter of minutes. As coastal people ourselves, it was of great importance that we delivered this project to the very best of our abilities. We love the South Coast and want to share it with the rest of the world, or more commonly known as the wide world web. Sorry, that's just a IT joke of mine, I tell it every time. Anyway, speaking of all things humorous, the budget. AWB is delighted to reveal that it fell well within budget and that the estimated worst case scenario was not even touched upon. The cost of recruiting local talent for the media component of the project was a pleasant and welcome surprise. Not only did they provide an infinite source of local knowledge, but volunteered their time for the betterment of the South Coast. It does need to be noted though that another instance as to why AWB has been able to keep the budget down is the fact that we have not engaged the services of PayPal or Secure Pay. These were entered to demonstrate that if bookings were to be taken on the website, these services would need to be factored into the cost. At this stage though, payment for accommodation and events are not being employed. But now, in the words of a great musical, it's on with the show, and we cross over to our web development studio where Josh will be providing today's website demonstration.
Thank you, Stephen. Hi, I'm Joe, the AWB web designer. I'll try not to bore you to death, and I assure you that this will get more entertaining as we move along. I'll make this as quick and painless as possible. This is the homepage. We have the logo, search box for web and site search, navigation bar, some graphical navigation, a notepad depicting as if you were planning your trip. We have a link here to our brochure, which is in flash form and can be clicked across with images of the South Coast, a map, some text about the South Coast. Same with places to stay, places to eat, and what to do. We have a road sign depicting distances from Sydney and a sponsor of the brochure. Click back to the site. We can also do this in PDF form so it can be saved and printed. We have a form here to subscribe to the newsletter called Adventures. This is our video, which we'll see later, and an intro to Southwest Tourism. Slogan, search, create, travel, some sponsored links, and we have our footer navigation with regions and similar navigation as to the top. Privacy policy, site map, and social media. Takes us back to the top, and these where to stay, same as accommodation, where to eat is the same as restaurant, and what to do is the same as activities. They're in a larger graphical form to help people who might have trouble reading the text. We can now click away to About Us. And here we have About Us with 3 subheadings of history, ecotourism and the board, a bit about South Coast Tourism, mission statement and testimonial. We can go to ecotourism, which depicts some of the national parks and marine parks and conservation of the South Coast. We can go to history, and there's a little bit to read about the history of the South Coast. And we can go to the South Coast board. We have a nice picture of them and a little about the board and the way it all came about. We go into accommodation, and in accommodation we have 4 sub-menus of hotels, motels, caravans and and breakfasts. Here we have a slider showing a few images from those places and some text telling you about the accommodation of the South Coast. We click into hotel. Now you'll see that we have 4 individual places for accommodation, one from each of the 4 regions of the South Coast. Here we'll have a menu bar that we can add some more venues in for future development. All the rest of the sub-menus follow this same style, so I don't need to go into those as well. They just depict 4 establishments under their heading, just like in hotels. Here we go to restaurants, and this is split down into sub-menus of fine dining, fast food, cafes, wineries, pubs and clubs. We have a slider of some of these establishments, and we have a little bit of text about them. Once again, as like the other format, 4 venues, 1 from each region, and space here for development of additional venues. Same format through all of the types of eateries. We can go to activities. Activities is broken down into water, shore and land. Once again, a slider here showing a few of the activities and a little bit of text about some of those activities as well. We go into water, and that has a sub-menu underneath that of cruises, fishing and diving. A slider here showing some of those activities and text describing them. We go into cruises, and once again we come back to this format of 4 operations here, that 1 from each of the regions, and scope here to add more in future development. Same format for fishing and diving. We can go back. That brings us back to our activities page, and we can go back to shore. Shore is split into beaches, surfing and bathing. Once again, a slider here showing some of the beaches, spots for those activities, a bit of text about it, and a list of all the beaches that have patrols for safe swimming. We go into beaches, and we see we have that same format again of 4 of the beaches, 1 from each of the regions of the South Coast, and scope for further additional development of the site down here. On these 3 pages, just to show the beauty of the area, we have a light box gallery. So we can click along here, and we can show a few extra images. This format with the light box gallery is continued on in surfing and bathing as well. And we come back to activities, and then we go into our 3rd subheading, into land. This is broken down into national parks, drives, shopping markets, museum and galleries, and walking and cycling. A few images here depicting those activities, and a bit of text about them as well. We go into national parks, and we have that same format of 1 national park from each of the 4 regions, and once again we have room to develop in the future, plus some government linkages and a map of these parks. Drives, shopping, museums and walk all follow the same format. Contacts. In the contacts page we have social media links, we have address, phone numbers, and a PHP backed contact form. We have our privacy policy, which Stephen kindly built in the OECD online program, and has a training plan and presentation to assist with the training plan to go along with it. We also have a sitemap, which shows in text form all the links in the site. They're hyperlinked and will help with navigation. Also in contacts we have a page that links out for maps, and we have the 4 main regions and a map associated with them. Kiama area, You click on this area here and that'll scroll up and show the Shoalhaven area. We have the Eurobadella area and that'll scroll up and show the Satellite Coast. And that's just about it, except for we have this region section in here. We have the Illawarra region, which for South Coast tourism mainly just consists of the Kiama area. So there's a bit about the Kiama area there, and then there's the Shoalhaven region and the Eurobadella region and the South Coast region. And we basically have now covered the entire South Coast Tourism website. There is still plenty more to see and interact with, and AWB will invite you to explore it further after the completion of the presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and before I pass you back to Stephen, it gives me great pleasure to present the finished production South Coast Tourism jingle, which will not only be seen on the South Coast Tourism website, but also on television. AWB has spent a great length of time researching the material and marketing strategies, and believes the website will be an effective multimedia marketing tool. Again, thank you for watching, and on with the show.
Every day I have to endure this rat race. Is it no wonder my soufflés are beginning to sink? Sacre bleu! What I need to do is search for that perfect holiday, mon Dieu!
You know, the emergency department these days is just so crazy and stressful. And just alone to get here, it can take me up to an hour in the traffic. I really need to get away and create a holiday that I can enjoy to de-stress.
Working in the city in the corporate world is absolutely driving me crazy. And getting my 5 kids off to school each morning, oh, well that's another matter. What I need to do is travel down south to somewhere new and exciting.
I wanna go south with you, green hills and valleys of meadows too. I wanna go south with you, search seas of blue.
I wanna go south with you, the vineyards and wineries a must to do. Create a holiday just for you, you'll want to do.
I wanna go south with you, the beaches of splendor will travel to. A family dream come true, create the perfect stay.
To create your perfect stay, visit South Coast Tourism online and explore the amazing places on offer. From the blowhole of Kiama to the vineyards of Coolangatta and Silos, the Zoo of Mogo, the crystal clear waters of Jervis Bay, the stunning beaches that contour the South Coast, and the humpback whales of Eden. It's all on offer and only a mouse click away. South Coast Tourism. Search, create, travel.
I wanna go south with you. I wanna go south with you. I wanna go south with you. So click, search, create and do. Then travel down south, that's you, for that perfect holiday.
Thank you, Josh. And like all good American sitcoms that eventually have to draw to a close, so do we. On behalf of AWB, I would like to thank you for joining us today, and I would like to ask that if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask the group. Oh, and before I do go, just a side tip. When making a cup of tea, leave the bag in the water for at least 2 minutes, and for goodness sake, resist the temptation to dunk. Just leave the bag alone. Thank you, and good day. And it's over to the group.